Hello.
And we're back. All right. We rejoin our crew in the late afternoon in the woods south of the Canna River, about to head north into the foothills. Is there it's just kind of late afternoon. You could get a few hours of travel in. It would be a little early to make camp, but not like crazy early. What would y'all like to do? Well,
is there any particular reason that we should be stopping here, or like if nothing's obstructing us, then I think Learas would continue to take the lead and guide them further.
With
right.
my help.
And would you like to attempt to like make your way back out to the road, or back to the river and follow that, or just plow straight through Ilathi's forest?
I think just continuing on through the woods is fine. I'm quite at home in the woods, and yeah, I don't see any reason to come out to the roadway.
All right. Well, make a survival check for me with advantage from the assistants.
Thanks, Cam.
You're welcome.
You're obviously very wise in the ways of the woods.
I do feel like if on a scale of 1 to 7, I would be about a 7.
Somebody notice a wall missing?
Well, despite her help, I rolled double low numbers. The total is 14.
Okay, that's not too bad. I need dice also. They're over here. I was not completely prepared.
Just assume we succeed for now.
I also forgot dice, but I do have my sheet.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. We're all so professional.
So it's a little bit slow going through these woods. They're not, well, I believe you'd spent most of your time in the woods on the north side of the river, so any sort of landmarks that you may be familiar with, you're not able to rely on, but nonetheless, you are able to make steady progress and come to the bank of the river by nightfall.
We needed to withdraw some money.
You know, the funny thing is, for you and I, there actually could be such a thing.
There could be.
You know, maybe we need to start that.
I mean, the financial sector in Crystal Harbor is not well developed after the straits became impassable. So somebody's going to need to open a bank at some point.
All right. Well, if we make it to the river, then, and what at that point it would be
just after dusk.
Yeah. Okay. So then. Well, I think that's about as far as we can safely travel. Fortunately, we've made it to fresh water, so don't really have anything to worry about there. But...
Were you worried about that?
Well, I do like to stay hydrated.
Very important.
I guess it does help my skin glow a little bit better when I'm hydrated. It's not usually on my mind while I'm out adventuring, though.
Well, you know, it might be a little bit more important for me.
Oh, because you're like because you're a fish person. Will you dry out?
A little bit, yes. It does make it hard to form my scales if I'm really thirsty.
Oh. Is that the same for you, Wade?
I don't. I don't know how he does the scale thing, so it makes certain activities more difficult.
Oh.
Are you sure your people can't grow scales? Have you tried?
I mean, I never thought about it.
You mean you can just choose to grow scales?
I mean, you've seen me do it.
I suppose I have. Do you think I could grow scales?
Maybe.
She closes her eyes. So, do I just think really hard about it?
I find it responds better to a need.
I really need scales right now.
Nothing's happening. I'm
I
sorry.
don't think that works.
No.
Yeah.
Roll a d100.
Oh. That would be 60.
You think about scales for a while. Sounds like they'd be sparkly.
Yeah, I'm really envious right now of the shimmery scales that Learas had.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation to make like a very temporary, like sparkly scales.
It works.
On Cam or on yourself?
So
Oh.
Rude.
Oh, there you go. He's got it.
Wow. Well, I guess at least I have my wings. Those are very sparkly.
That's true. I can't do that.
Should I
have you
set
thought
up?
about it?
I have. I think about it often, in fact.
Maybe have you stopped thinking about it?
That might work.
No. After a moment of conversation, you hear some rustling in a thicket, and Riven pushes her way out of behind some bushes.
Oh yeah, she's here.
I found a perfect spot to make camp, just right over there.
Oh, I was just about to ask about that.
Well, lead the way. That sounds perfect.
Yeah, and really just like 20 feet off from where you're standing behind a particularly dense thicket, there is an ideal little clearing. Can't see in it from outside. Looks like it blends into the natural area. Looks like it would be just a continuous thicket if viewed from any angle. She got a natural 20 on her survival check.
Nice.
Should I put my dome up?
Dome?
Oh yes,
Dome.
I can summon a dome for us to sleep in. It makes it a quite comfortable sleep.
Sounds a lot better than
It's
pitching a
safe.
tent.
Yeah, especially because only people that I want to enter. You have something to share with the class? Especially because people I want to enter it can enter it, but then we're safe in there, so I can take a few moments to set that up.
Yeah, please. That sounds a lot better than sleeping out under the open air.
Cam
It
is
is
gonna
safer, for
cast.
sure. Sorry.
Sam's gonna cast, or Sam.
Sam?
Cam. I like put two words together. Cam's going to cast Lehman's tiny hut as a ritual. So she just kind of sits down and probably chatters to herself with her eyes closed for a little while.
Sounds good. Is there anything anybody would like to do, talk about, work on, or anything like that before we move into the long rest?
Do we have a water skin? I am going to cast. I don't know if we've filled up our water skins or not. Not that
You could. There's a river, maybe 50 feet away from you.
I'm a wizard. I'm gonna cast a spell to do it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna cast create water to fill up my water skin.
Wizards. Sounds good. Right.
Oh, if we're heading back up into the mountains, do you still have all your cold weather gear on you?
Who are you directing that to?
Them?
Well, I didn't get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't think I got rid of it either.
You're not
Warm
going up
cloak.
as high in the mountains as you.
Well, we don't know that. We just
You do. She kind of put on a map approximately where it would be, and it's
Okay.
kind of more in the foothills than you basically climbed to the top of one of the taller peaks in the region
Fair
while
enough.
there was a perpetual blizzard going on. Cold weather gear would probably make it more comfortable, but they're not looking at environmental damage.
All right. Well, I'm going to fill my water at the river, and then I'm happy to take first watch. I'm still feeling pretty spry.
Sounds good. And who's going to take the second and or third? And don't forget that Riven is also available for that.
I'll take second watch. And that only lasts for an hour. Okay. Yeah. She just says I'll take second watch.
Well, I can take third. It's
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
okay.
And then, Wade, you can watch over us in the morning.
All right. Can I please get a perception check from you, Shanks, as the night settles in and your companions bed down to get some rest?
15.
15. About an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in, after your companions have gone to sleep, you don't necessarily hear anything. The babbling of the river kind of covers up some of the quieter noises that you might hear in the forest, but you feel as though you are being observed.
I think we lightly touched on this last time, and I can't remember where we landed necessarily. Would blind sight allow me to see a scrying sensor?
It would not. The wording on that, I believe, specifically says creatures.
Right, that was the stipulation. Okay. Well, then.
I'll say it feels like something off in the forest is watching you.
Not quite sure what to make of that at the moment, but I will just remain vigilant until the end of my watch.
and that eerie feeling persists for most of the watch, but at no point, you hear some animals skittering, and you get a little bit reactive to that more than you otherwise would be. Nothing seems to present itself as a threat.
Do I get a sense of direction at all?
Yeah, you do. It's like as you pass around camp, you scan around camp. There's like everything's dark. It's the middle of the night in the forest, but it's like that way seems darker. That way feel like I don't like that way. And it would be like directly in a line deeper into the forest, opposite, like away from the river, through your camp,
Right.
into the woods. So I guess that would be approximately south.
Well, at the end of my watch, I will wake up Cam with a gentle shake.
She's like kind of softly snoring. There's like a little bit of drool coming out of her mouth. She's not a very pretty sleeper. She kind of just wakes up. Her hair's a little bit messed up. She fixes it. She looks kind of confused for a moment. She'd been having a dream. And then she kind of like her gaze lands on Learas, and she goes, "Oh, is it my watch already?"
Yes, it is. And I got the sense that there might be something in the woods watching us.
You didn't check it out?
Well, no, I didn't want to leave without anyone being aware of it.
I suppose that's fair.
But I can check it out now.
Would you appreciate some additional sight for the darkness?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I would appreciate that.
Cam is going to share her dark vision with you so you can see out to... Oh, wait, actually, she has to come with you, though, if she does that.
I think
you can't do that without leaving the hut.
Oh, wait, no, only when I cast it,
Yeah.
you have to be within 10 feet. So, yeah, you have it for an hour. So she is going to kind of do that thing where she, like, pulls out a, like, golden thread from her eye and just kind of goes like that, and it dissipates in the air in front of your eyes, and suddenly you just kind of see better.
It's always jarring when you can suddenly see everything.
Oh, yes, it's even jarring when you can always see everything.
No, I hadn't thought of that.
as your field of vision expands out, kind of fades in like somebody turning the light up, there is one area just on the edge of this granted vision that is not illuminated.
Well, that is peculiar.
What is?
You have the same range of vision, right?
Yes, I do.
He points it out to you where it looks like it's not illuminated.
She tries to open her eyes wider, like she's like trying to focus on it, and seeing that it doesn't come into focus, she goes, "That is peculiar."
It may be a magical form of darkness.
You
or
think
a creature
somebody?
of shadow.
You think somebody formed some darkness just to leer at us from it?
It does seem possible. We've been stirring up a lot of magical nonsense lately.
I suppose you have a point there.
Well, if you were to hear me cry out, please wake up the others and come to my rescue.
Yeah, she'll stay back and she is just like, be careful. And she's going to cast guidance on you.
Cool. I will use that for a stealth check as I
Do
try
it
to
up.
slip into the woods. I don't think I do. And a D4, right? Okay, I know I took a D4 out. I don't know what happened to it. Here we go. Oh, 1, of course. That is still, though, a 16. So.
Not bad. All right, please, as you stealth towards this patch of darkness, tell me what's going on. What does Learas do?
Yeah, so he kind of separates from the group and with a couple of like short, quick bursts of movement, kind of moves from tree to tree, taking cover where he can to break line of sight. And if there is someone observing him, hopefully throwing them off where he might be approaching from. And then he kind of takes a little bit of an arc around to try to approach it from a slightly different angle.
As you get closer, you can see more of the borders that encompass this orb of darkness, and it appears to be centered about 15 feet up off the ground. You can see the edges of it kind of pull in a little bit as it gets closer to the earth.
Does it seem to be perfectly stationary?
Make a perception check.
That is a 19.
Yeah, it's really weird to look at because you're looking at an absence of something.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't. If you stand perfectly still behind a tree with a natural crook in it, just perfect at eye level for you to observe it for a moment, and you're staying put, looking at it. It doesn't seem to be moving.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. Anyone know the range of message off the top of their head?
120?
Okay, so I'm probably outside the range of that then, right?
Not necessarily, because you could see. You'd be close to the edge of it because you could see kind of part of this ball of darkness,
right,
poking into your 100-foot range of vision.
Okay.
So depending on how far to the side you were, like you could take a few steps to get back into range.
All right. Well then, yeah, Learas is going to line up so that he can point at Cam and whispers, "Well, I found it. It's an orb of darkness. Can't make out any other details. I'll have to go inside."
Oh, how will I know you're okay?
I'll message you again in 30 seconds or so, and if not, might mean I'm in trouble.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to try to stealth my way. I wanted to say sneak and stealth. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stealth my way towards the center of the darkness.
Right. As you move up and approach the edge of it and push yourself into this void, what's the range on your blind sense? 10 feet?
10 feet, yeah.
10 feet. Just instantly, a split second too fast to react. you feel like a vibration of movement, and I need you to please make an intelligence saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh, damn. With disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Do not like, but here we go. That, so that's natural 4, which is
Okay.
A 6.
A 6. Very nice.
Snicks.
In just a split second, Learas, just take 18 points of psychic damage, and you feel like you have recounted every single memory that you have ever had, all in one instant. Like someone has shuffled through your mind. Can you please make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Oh
Make
my
it another saving throw?
Yeah.
What the hell? Oh my gosh, my dice hates me too. It's 12.
Learas, you are unconscious.
Okay.
Your hit points are the same. You're stable. You don't take any more damage, but you pass out from the mental exertion that you just went through. Cam, are you still looking over there?
Yeah, I
Make
am.
a perception check for me, please.
Seven.
7. Yeah, you just see the darkness just vanish.
And is Learas still there?
You can't see him.
Okay. I'm going to wake up both Ryven and Wade. Just kind of like, there's something going on out in the forest, and I think our friend Learas is not safe.
What was it?
There was some darkness. He went in it. It disappeared, and now I can't see him from here. And she points over in the direction.
It's pretty dark outside.
Ryven kind of wipes the sleep from her eyes. That way.
Actually, when you guys wake up, because I can do this with more creatures. When you guys wake up, you can see everything. Your vision is more than you expected.
That's interesting. That way.
Yes.
And wait here. Ryven just takes off, disappears into the foliage.
What are we gonna do if she disappears too?
After a few moments, Learas, you feel you wake up. You're laying on the ground, kind of in a heap, and somebody is gently shaking. He says, "Hey, you still with me?"
Oh yeah. Someone fucked my brain.
You feeling okay? Like what happened?
There was an orb of darkness. I figured it was probably a spellcaster, and I went to investigate, and then my brain went through some torment, and I guess I passed out.
He takes a look around the area, casts something. Some conjuration magic up there. Something teleported away.
Okay, well, that makes sense. So we're not only dealing with a caster, we're dealing with a high level one.
Well, maybe not any great distance, but so it's something displaced itself.
I mean, it's better magic than I can do.
You hear Cam. Hello? Is everything okay over there?
Oh, message. Yes, I'm okay. I got fucked up a little bit.
Here, let me help you back to camp. Let's, whatever it is seems to be gone. For now.
Thank you. I'm okay, but he's a bit unsteady. He just kind of.
You tumble, she'll catch you a little bit. A beat. I don't like brain stuff.
No, I wasn't entirely aware there was brain stuff until just a moment ago.
Hey, let's get you back to camp, get you settled in. I can take the rest of your watch. Let's get you some sleep.
Oh, my watch was already over.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, fortunately I was wise enough to wait until I woke Cam to investigate.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he comes back into camp and he's just kind of like, hey.
Are you okay? Do you need anything?
Do you have anything that works on brain damage?
I don't know if it's as specific as that. Do you have brain damage? I've been told that I might.
Woo!
Maybe just some rest will sort me out.
So I have tried
What do you
that.
mean brain damage?
It looks like when Learas gets back to camp, it looks like he's got had a little bit of a nosebleed.
I don't really know how to explain it. I entered the darkness and someone fucked my brain up real good. And then I passed out. So I didn't get a good look at them either.
Do they hit you with a club or what?
No, it was more like in my head.
Can I cast Identify and see if I don't know if something's still affecting you, but I don't know. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, if there's something still affecting him, the Identify would reveal it.
I give you my consent if that's what you're waiting for.
Okay, give me about 10 minutes and we'll find something out or nothing out. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while he works at that ritual, I guess I'll just kind of sit and meditate on what just happened to me and see if I can sort of work it out within my brain.
Can you make me a what would that be? Yeah, I guess
Right.
perception would be fine. Just trying to remember what ping you got off of your blind sight in the split second before you passed out.
That's a 9.
It's a 9. It felt vaguely humanoid.
Does it feel like there's lasting damage? Is there anything?
I mean, you got a pretty good headache. You definitely got rocked in the dome, my guy.
Yeah, that was a lot of psychic damage all at once.
Yeah. You feel like you'll probably be fine.
All right.
You feel like you'll probably sleep it off. You don't have it's all your faculties are there, just maybe a little bit harder to access, kind of you had a little bit too much fun last night. You're kind of feel really hungover, but just the headache.
All right.
Yeah. 10 minutes go by, identify goes off, and there are no effects that you are not expecting that Learas is currently under the influence of. Cam's enhanced
Whatever it
dark
was,
vision, any magical items.
Whatever it was, it's not currently affecting you as far as I can tell.
Well, that's at least a relief. Maybe new rule from now on: explore in pairs when checking out mysterious orbs of darkness in the woods at night.
I think that's a good rule.
I'm going to
If you
have to
go in-
agree with that.
But if you go in pairs, you should probably wake someone else up. Just
Yes, of course. I didn't want to interrupt everyone's rest, and figured as long as somebody was up to help, then it would be fine. I was overconfident in my abilities.
you're still here. That's the good thing.
You were at least brave.
Or foolish.
I've often been told those are very similar things.
Actually, you know what, Learas, also, can you make an insight check for me too?
Okay.
During your meditation.
Cam doesn't actually think it's brave. No, I was kidding.
That's also a 9.
I think you're still on. Was it guidance? It was guidance, not bless. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't really get anything more off of that. Something assaulted you.
Yep.
Difficult to discern its intent.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to sleep the brain damage off. So, best of luck on your coming watches. He just kind of curls up on his bedroll.
Man, we'd be safer in the hut, wouldn't we?
It does protect us, yes. But it was a weird occurrence of magic happening over there, so
When you say darkness, this was like abnormal darkness.
yes. Like, have you ever seen people cast a spell to make an area opaque almost?
Like the hut.
Yeah, like when you look into the hut from the outside. Sort of like that.
Okay. Something to think on. Wake me up if anything happens. Go back to sleep.
I will.
And then Cam, can you make a perception check for me?
What is with this? It's a 10.
Nice. Yeah, your watch passes very uneventfully, keeping a weather eye out for mysterious blots of inky blackness. None are noticed.
Okay. Cam probably stayed inside of the dome to do her watch, just looking out. She had once in a while go to like the other side of it. And yeah, she'll just kind of crawl over to where Wade is. Wade was doing the last one. She goes to Riven and kind of gently.
My
Hello.
turn already.
Yes, I didn't really see anything of note.
That's good.
Yeah, I suppose
Take it.
that is. Does make it weird.
Well, I think whatever was watching us tipped its hand when Learas poked his head in there.
At least we know not to just go wandering into it now.
Whatever that effect was concerns me.
what way?
A mental assault like that, there's not a lot of magic that can assault one's psyche and simultaneously render you unconscious. In fact, there's none that I'm aware of, unless it just does so much harm to you that it knocks you out, which didn't seem like what happened to Learas. It seemed like the mental strain of whatever he went through knocked him out, rather than some physical damage to his mind.
Do you think that maybe we're being targeted, or is this just someone's out here? I know that we've been kind of poking our noses into a lot of big things.
I think that we should assume that we're being targeted, even if we're not. But there's nothing I know of that lives in these woods that could do something like that.
Well, I guess we can't figure much out just speculating about it. Be safe on your watch.
If I see any darkness, I'll wake someone up.
Wade did ask to be woken up, so maybe him first?
Good. I'll wake Wade up first if I need some support.
Cam is going to crawl into her bedroll and go back to sleep.
Right. Well, some time passes, and the morning greets you with Riven's watch rounding out the night, and the sun starting to filter in through the branches in the early morning. Woken up by the smell of a small fire having been built and some food being prepared.
There's something. She thinks something's burning at first, and then she sits straight up. Are you cooking?
Oh, I'm just heating up some of my rations and making something nice and warm for us all to drink this morning.
Oh, that does sound lovely. Did everyone have a good rest of the night?
It was very dull while I was watching.
Is your brain feeling better?
It is.
Yeah, the rest did me some good. It was definitely more enjoyable than what came before it.
Good.
I was talking to Riven last night, and she suggested that we should consider this us being targeted. With all the things that we're looking into, it would make sense if someone was trying to do things to your mind.
That's true. And we've drawn a lot of attention.
I don't know if you, or I guess now we, are being targeted or not, but I think it's too risky to assume otherwise.
Yes, I agree. We're not dealing with a beast in the woods who happened upon us by chance. That seems very intentional.
They seemed like they were just watching until you went to go and interact with them.
Yeah, but unfortunately we can't know if they were watching in hopes of finding an opportune moment to strike.
Probably.
I suppose so.
I know that when I was hunting bounties, I spent sometimes hours or days even watching my target.
You didn't just go right up to them.
Well, sometimes the opportunity to take them down on my own wasn't there.
Oh. I suppose you do have to be careful.
Do you mean the general you, or are you saying that to me in particular?
I don't mean anything by it. It's just your advantage is more in the getting the advantageous position on people, correct?
Well, typically, I often am striking at people with plenty of acquaintances, let's say.
Whereas I generally can't take a sneaky approach, I find. And so I tend to just go straight up to things that are in my way.
Yeah, well, fortunate you're still among us. Had you gone after some of my quarry that way, surely you would be no longer on this plane.
I guess there's no way to really tell, though.
I suppose you're right.
Maybe sometime we could have a little bit of a challenge, you and I.
I think I would enjoy that.
Wade could be the one to be the judge of that. I assure you he doesn't favor me just because we've known each other longer, right, Wade?
This is correct.
What was that? I can't.
I can't hear you.
I didn't say anything.
All right.
I gotta type it to us on the chat later.
Well, I think it would be perfectly acceptable to have a friendly sparring match.
Yes, it will be a match for sure.
Don't worry, I'll use the backs of my swords.
I'm sensing a little bit of tension from you, Learas.
No.
Perhaps he takes.
Insight check.
Please.
Yeah, you're that.
Natural 1. Oh, no, that's a 7. 14.
Yeah, he's lying.
Okay, well, I know that I sometimes do the thing that people say where I'm putting my foot in my mouth. Not my actual foot is what I've learned, but I think what they mean is that I say the wrong thing. So if that's what I'm doing, you can just be straightforward with me. I am still learning.
Well, since you put it that way, this is the second time that you have implied my skills are lesser than yours, and I am confident that were we to actually come to blows, that I would succeed.
Oh, I see. Is this because I'm a female?
No. It's because you do not train yourself the way I do.
I see.
You're very strong and you're very capable, but I believe that my experience would help me to win in the end.
You believe that your experience trumps divine celestial power, is what you say?
Well, I think that your divine celestial power would be cancelled out by the power of the seas.
The AB. Jeez.
Always be seeing how powerful I am.
Zeus versus Poseidon. Let's go.
Well,
We stumbled into Greek mythology or something.
I
Right?
am sorry that I have made you feel uncomfortable, Learas. If it is any consolation, I wouldn't be saying this to anyone that I didn't think even remotely worthy of a challenge.
Well, I appreciate you considering me at least remotely worthy of a challenge.
I feel like I said the wrong thing even there while I was trying to compliment you. I'm gonna say they go on like this back and forth
Yeah,
while this drink is being served.
Oh, it's been served. It was
all-
ready.
All of breakfast is like this
Yeah.
the entire time.
Ryven kind of lets you both go on for a little while and say, I think I could take both of you. So.
Are you serious right now?
At the same time,
Yeah.
whoa. I feel like Cam actually like sidles up to Learas, like suddenly they have a common enemy now.
Miss Fowler, I do not doubt your skills either. You're obviously a very talented wizard, and you've been raised to understand the wilds as well, which does make you a certain amalgamation of some of our skills. However, I very much doubt that.
And I don't blame you for it. Should be skeptical of anybody making such claims. But who knows? Maybe if we find ourselves in a safe place, we can put that all to the test.
I would enjoy that, as a matter of fact. And even if it were true, I have a long-standing history of punching above my weight class.
And sizes you up a little bit. Well, should we get going?
I was just about
That is
to
probably
suggest something.
best.
Yeah.
I am so excited to see this battle between the three of you.
Well, I believe yes. We have two battles on the horizon now.
That is if I don't completely take Learas out of the second one. She says, and she does like a little hair flip and she walks off in the direction that they're going in.
I'm just gonna let it go this time.
All right. Heading off to the north again this morning, making your way towards the foothills
Take him away.
of the Gilded Peaks. First step, crossing the Cayana River, which, with two rangers and two water breathers between you, is relatively trivial.
I went
And
twice.
check out.
Once as a ranger and once as a water breather.
Very nice. Leading the group again today, Learas.
Yes.
Survival check with advantage from the assist.
All right, new dice. Don't screw me over. Whoa, I dropped one immediately.
Wow.
Yep. Oh, nat 20!
Nice.
Yes, that's 26.
Very nice. Today's travel is much smoother going. But as you're waiting for everybody to help or to get everyone across the river, you notice you're starting to peek or to like edge into the borders of the shifting wood here, the southern boundary marked by the Cayana River. So the color changing nature of the trees returns here, and of course the very faint gold hue that follows Cam everywhere she goes through these woods, is not the only hue that you see in the leaves this morning. I was going to make you roll a perception check for it, but with that kind of survival, we're going to honor that 20 here. And you notice that just, displaced by Cam walking through the woods, there's a very faint tinge of blue to the leaves.
Are we familiar with what blue means?
Make a you can make a religion check for me, Cam.
These digital dice are being so terrible. And then I got a nat 20 -2.
Hey, it's still a nat 20. I like those. You know for a fact that there is no natural creature which would cause this particular color shift.
That's strange. I don't know of any creature that would cause this shift in color.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. I guess we can't jump to conclusion, but
I've spent plenty of time around these woods as well, and I've never seen it this shade of blue.
well, there's a lot of new things happening as well, which is kind of concerning.
Riven thinks blue. I've never heard of. I've never seen blue either. I've also never seen an orb of darkness in the forest either. I wonder if it had something to do with our visitor last night.
It's very much possible.
Is it something we should pursue? Or
I wouldn't mind some answers.
How do you mean pursue? Like physically chase after, or like research this later?
I mean, like if it's something that caused us, like caused issues for us, is it something we should leave, or should we physically pursue it to prevent it from assaulting or doing who knows what to other individuals?
I don't like leaving something dangerous in the woods.
Neither do I. That is why we went to go see Broxel as well. It would be foolish of us to have gone to investigate him and then not this.
Where is the blue tinge in the woods? Like, is it?
Yeah, I'll say with that 20, there is just like a little pocket that's, as Cam kind of walks by, it gets overwritten with the gold tinge that follows her around. But if you break out from that and kind of circle around, there's not much to follow. It looks like it's kind of contained to a localized area on the riverbank directly opposite where your camp was.
No, that is peculiar.
It's not abnormally dark in this blue area, is it?
Nope. It's morning in the forest, soft light filtering through the branches. Quite picturesque.
Well, what say you?
I think this is probably what's left behind from when that thing was near our camp. but we at least know something now. Maybe we can ask around and see if anyone else has ever seen this shade.
So, Cam has been through this forest quite a bit. She knows detect magic as well. Would she have ever had an experience where she's done detect magic and it kind of detects the magic on the trees to tell her anything? I just want to know if that's something she would know she could cast detect magic on.
I'll say this. When you cast detect magic in the forest, the trees do kind of ping up a little bit, just a very faint underlying celestial good aligned magical aura just suffuses the place, but it's very faint.
So it's not like, oh, this is this magic, this is that magic sort of thing then?
I would say that Cam. So, are you hoping to divine like a school or?
Yeah, I was just trying to see if you said no natural creature, right? So if there was something she could glean from it that way.
I'm gonna say you could try. It's not necessarily something that Cam's. It doesn't like jump out at you. Do you think Cam would have spent any time like focusing on the shrubbery?
Focusing is not really her thing, so
I
probably
didn't
not.
think so.
She goes, well, I could try to cast detect magic to see if there is something here, maybe either the trees or something left over. If we feel like we could spare the time, but
We're not exactly pressed for time. It just slows our progress.
And just so you know, if you do decide to go ahead with this, how it's going to work is you can cast detect magic. That's fine; it'll go off, but you'll need to make a religion or arcana check to try to get anything specific other than, oh yeah, this is vaguely celestial.
okay. Then she will do that. It's not going to be great, but yeah, she'll do that. And she got a 2 on that roll. She's like sitting there for the amount of time it takes to cast detect magic as a ritual. And then she just kind of looks at it. No, nothing. And she gets up.
If you're gonna do that as a ritual, could I like cast identify alongside that? Do anything or not? I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, identify. Yeah, this is a little bit of an off-label use of identify, but if you make an arcana check, you might be able to glean something.
Oh, instead of a 19, that tipped over to be a 1. Fantastic.
A little bit of celestial magic in here. It feels like this forest might be blessed.
It's
these blue
almost
leaves isn't
as if there's been some sort of magic performed on this forest.
yes. Perhaps.
Cam and Wade both like are sitting next to each other doing their rituals, and Cam's probably annoying the crap out of Wade with the way that she's like kind of singing and muttering to herself in the process. It's completely screwing him over.
And the whole time, Learas is just looking at Ryven like, please rescue me from this.
They might have some good information. If this works, it could give us a clue.
And then we both look at each other. No, I didn't.
Well, never mind.
That was a nice break. Let's continue forward.
Yeah. Easy day of travel on the way up to the general area that was marked on your map by the Stormseer as to where she believes that the Storm's Eye Tower has made its resting place. And as the day progresses, the forest starts to kind of thin out a little bit as it starts to get a little hilly, some gentle rises transitioning into bigger hills and then bigger hills. And you get survival checks from everybody, please. Or
What's a
perception.
21?
21.
25.
20.
Jeez. And 20 from Riven.
I think it's safe to say we all survived.
I think so. Yeah.
We're good for the game now. We've rolled our
Yeah.
survival check. We
We're
both
fine.
survived.
There is a sudden, not particularly strong, but rather abrupt gust of a cold wind that just sort of gently grazes past all of you, and you all every single one of you immediately clocks it as it's early fall. It's, kind of the middle of the afternoon. It's a nice day. There shouldn't be a cold breeze right now.
This is also abnormal.
Are you okay, Wade? I know how cold you get.
The shade.
Oh, are you cold? I do have a fur cloak. I think you could probably pull it off.
I also have a cloak.
Oh, but is it fur? And it also has like a little gold clasp on it. It's quite cute.
We shall spend at least 10 minutes comparing cloaks.
Roll for cloak.
The cloak seems to be made of cloak.
You wore it best.
Well, that was unusual. Perhaps an icy wind off the mountain, or...
It is coming definitively from parallel to the mountain. This is every single one of you, especially, probably a little bit less Wade since he's spent less time in the forest than the rest of the gang, but it's that's not right.
Should we check it out?
Do you want us to chase the wind or go into the opposite direction that it came from?
I was thinking where it came from. Maybe discover its source.
Is that Wade's trying to think of what might cause something like this?
Well, I mean, I can cause a gust of wind with magic.
I can cause a gust of wind without magic.
I can make it sound windy.
My point is, it doesn't seem natural, and it seems born of magic, and since we didn't see anyone or anything in the wind, perhaps its source is where it came from.
That's a death double or something? I don't know. So many strange things have been happening.
Yes.
Every day there's at least a handful of them. I think we should. Riven, what say you?
Towards.
Okay. Let us investigate.
Yeah, it's very easy for you all to get a clock on the direction that it came from. And you head off that way. How are we traveling? Regular speed, stealthing it up?
Stealthing it up, baby.
Very nice.
Let me get a little bit ahead of Cam here.
Yeah, it's are you sure about that?
Come on.
Cam, can you help me be more stealthy?
Damn it, Cam.
She's jingling. What? Did you ask me to help you be more stealthy?
Yeah, you're good at helping people do stuff in general, right?
Oh, yes, I guess I think I do believe in you. I think you could do this. Not like I can.
Oh,
Um,
actually, allow me. I'll help everyone. How's that?
Sure.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace.
There you go. All right, so everybody add 10 to whatever you got and let me know what it
to
is.
my disadvantage stealth roll where I have a +0.
It's a
Yeah.
total of 19 after the 10.
I mean, I only got a
So that's-
24, so I hear you.
Only a 24?
Only a 24.
Shame.
What?
Ryven got a 34.
You said +10?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, 22.
22. All right.
Yeah, 34 is where I expected to land. Not where I landed.
All right. And yeah, that's respectable. This is a respectable stealth from this group. You dart stealthily through the forest in the direction that you felt this cold breeze come from, and it doesn't take you very long to see the source. There is about maybe a quarter mile or so from where you felt it. As you get close, it's subtle, but like the temperature in this area, you notice as you're going towards wherever this came from is getting a little bit lower. It's not cold yet, but noticeable. And you pass over, or you pass around a large stone, and there is an entrance to a cave, which is visible with some ice kind of growing out of it along the rock, and you can see some icicles hanging down, and the ground looks like it might have a little bit of condensed moisture on it that froze as well. And after a moment, you can hear and see leaves disperse as a puff of cold air expels from this cave.
Maybe you weren't wrong, Learas. We might need our winter gear.
I just didn't expect it would be down here in the woods.
Cam is putting on her fur cloak. This is strange, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, like, all these it's strange, yes, but it's normal.
It's becoming our
almost
new
become-
normal. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Soon it'll be strange for something, for
Not to
nothing
happen.
strange to happen. Yes.
I
Should
don't
we-
think that's
should-
ever going to happen to us at this point.
Oh, especially not when we meet up with Aneth again.
It's true with that.
It's almost
lucky,
like fate
lucky,
is stepping in for him.
lucky he didn't turn into a giant tree person.
Maybe he would have liked that. Because then he would have been as giant. He maybe actually, I don't know, but he could have grown up to be more appropriately sized for his lady friend.
Perhaps.
For all we know,
Should
he's
we-
becoming one right now.
That is true. We should probably check on him.
Yes, I do think we should check inside this cave.
Mm.
I will continue to maintain our stealthy magic, so just be cautious.
Fabulous. Okay. And you sneak up to the mouth of the cave. And Ryven's on some backup.
Yeah, of course.
So Ryven will go with you. How close do you just tell me what's happening. Tell me what's happening.
I guess I would just I would sneak up parallel to it, not coming directly like line of sight at the cave, and then assuming I can get kind of right to the mouth of it without anything else occurring, just kind of peek around.
Yeah, it's not straight in. It looks like this might be a natural cave. The entrance kind of starts a little bit wider and then slopes in a little bit, but you can sidle up along it and kind of see into it. Make a perception check for me.
All right, here we go. Shit. It's 14.
14. Yeah, you take a look into the cave. Another icy cold puff of air emanates from it. It appears to be there's some quite large icicles hanging from the ceiling. It looks like a very large sort of after a short little entrance, it looks like it opens up into a larger cave with maybe another passageway snaking off the back deeper in. Kind of hard to get a direct line on that. But in the center of this larger chamber, it looks like there's this massive ice formation, and it goes almost from floor to ceiling, almost like it's holding up the roof, but it's made of ice, so it's clearly not. But
how big is the mouth of the cave?
the mouth of the cave. Well, that's a good question. Why don't we go over to our map?
Okie dokie.
And that link again.
Yep, you got it. I'll put it in our chat here.
It's also pinned in tides.
Right.
What's that, about 10 feet-ish? If that's the
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if I have this map screen set up properly.
Is there any particular smell or anything coming from the cave?
There we go.
Smell. Just it smells cold, like that tingling sensation in your nose when it's like a really crisp day outside. And feel free to. I don't have a mini for a token for Riven. I need to fix that. All right. So let me reveal. Oh, that's painting.
Reveal a painting?
I accidentally added more fog instead of taking some away.
Well, so far nothing of interest. I guess we're going in.
All right.
And we'll take up the back.
Are you leading, Learas?
I will lead.
Riven will follow. So as you enter, there's a little side passageway off over here, which seems to dead end after a short distance.
Okay.
As you enter in, more of the cave becomes visible. There is indeed a secondary chamber.
All right. Well, he's kind of like gesturing to everyone to follow along. And yes, I would like to quick save here just in case something goes wrong.
All right, sounds good.
That's what, Control F5, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, now that we're this close, is there anything that seems odd about the ice formation? Is there maybe something inside it, or?
Make a perception check again, now that you're a little bit closer.
Ooh, 25.
It's a little bit weird that it's here.
Why, I'm curious.
With a 25, I'll say you also know it looks like there are some scuffs on the ground around it.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh, Reggie.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It doesn't look like going in is going to like reveal any more, so I don't think.
Oh, stop moving. Make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Oh, never mind then.
Fireball.
How'd you know I prepared that?
No.
Just shoot one in there real quick.
11?
11, yes. So, one of the icicles in the ceiling above you detaches and shatters down onto you, but it doesn't shatter. It embeds itself in your shoulder and a vertical eye opens in it. And I need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Okay.
Wade still has advantage on that. Okay.
Please take
9.
so that'll be 6 points of piercing damage and 10 points of cold damage, half to 5.
All right. So 11 total. Less than the psychic damage. All right. Well, my initiative was 14, and Learas has this thing fall into him, and he's just like, "Gah!"
And what is Ryven's initiative modifier? Very good. Looks like she's going first with a 16. All right.
Decent.
So she will just stop completely in her tracks and look around, try to get a bead on what's going on. There are hundreds of icicles hanging from the ceiling that all look identical, and only one of them fell onto you. You walked under several that look exactly like this, and nothing happened. So not really seeing anything more obvious to go after. She is going to hold her hands up and yeah, she's right next to you. She's going to take a step forwards and cast Shocking Grasp on this creature, which needs... all right, yeah, that is going to be
I do that too.
That is going to be a hit. All right. And then Learas, you're up. As the electricity courses through this thing, like little flicks of ice shatter off of it.
All right. I don't have any like conditions or anything with it.
Icicle in shoulder. That's it.
Okay. Then he's just like, be careful, and draws his swords.
It's like, you're fine.
I have an icicle creature in my shoulder. And he just starts swinging wildly at it.
Yeah, make your attacks.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 20.
Yeah, that for sure hits.
Yeah. 6 damage.
Nice.
Not really.
Well, it's starting to look as though it is quite hurt.
Sorry. Let me see. Well, I'm going to attack it again. That's a 22.
That will also hit.
That's going to be it's 7 damage.
That's enough.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's just like...
Yeah, and you just dislodge this thing from your shoulder. It left a pretty decent sized wound, but
Fucking ow.
all right.
I mean, there's nothing else to attack at the moment, so what I think I'd like to do is use. Oh, no, can't do that. That's fine. I'm done.
All right. Stay put.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So you end your turn there on guard for something.
Yep.
Wade, you're up.
So where's the area where the icicles are hanging about?
The entire ceiling of this cave is just
Like everywhere, like above me.
yeah, above you, and they're denser the deeper into the cave you go, but yeah, right up to the entrance icicle here, they're, you know, dozens, hundreds, a couple feet long each.
Oh, that's frightening.
Let's say, remind, walked under several to get to right where Learas is now, and nothing happened.
How high is the ceiling?
So right where you're standing, it's about 10 feet. It looks like it opens up a little bit more further in.
Okay, let me fireball. I'm just trying to get a good idea of where or if I can cast this.
Yeah.
Asking
to
how
try
big
and-
the room is.
You think you could, like, if you could put a fireball right in the middle of that cave, I'll get that out of here because it's gone. If you could put a fireball right in the middle of this cave, it wouldn't hit your allies, but there's this big ice thing that's like 10 feet across that is obstructing the exact middle. You could put it to the side or around it.
I will attempt to put it roughly to the north of it.
So,
and
like,
I'm trying
about
to get as
there?
sure, yeah. I'm just gonna, fireball that.
All right,
That's-
yeah. What is your saving throw for that dexterity
That
with
will
the
be
DC?
How do I figure that out? Save DC is 15.
15. All right.
You want me to roll the damages?
Yeah, go ahead and roll the damage.
Is it good? Is it good? No, that's probably 23. It's something.
It's okay. All right, I need there we are. Um, 5, 10, 15. Okay, yeah. 23.
Yes.
2 more of those creatures fall from the ceiling, just all the ice around their bodies blasted away. A third shrieks in pain hanging from the ceiling, and a large vertical eye opens in the ice pillar in the middle of the room.
Oh my.
I didn't want to waste everyone's time while I looked up the playtest rules. Barkskin is a bonus spell.
Okay, yeah, we can say you put that up.
Thank you.
So that was 23 damage, you said?
Correct.
So we'll have that to 12
Thank you.
for the ones that saved. And all right. What a turn. And as luck would have it, well, anything else you would like to do? That was just your action. You've got your bonus action and movement left.
I'm just gonna like duck behind here. Trying
Great.
to get some cover between me and that.
Marvelous. Which is a very good move because that is its turn.
Oh no.
Oh dear. I forgot to cast mage armor.
Oh well. I mean, we can say that you did that at the beginning of the day because that's what wizards do.
It's true.
And
Thank you.
you're on an adventuring day. I think it'd be a reasonable thing to say that your 5th level wizard would have remembered. All right, so that is going to be, yeah. All right, so all of these, as this large central eye opens in this ice, this what until now looked like a pillar of ice in the middle of the room, some frozen tendrils also sort of extrude and detach from its body. And let's see. It can reach. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That one's dead. That one is dead. We'll get those out of here. Yeah. So it's gonna send. You're right in front of it, Learas. It's going to send its tendrils at you.
Yay.
All right. Oh, that's gonna miss. Second one, that's cocked. Learas' armor class is 19. Is that right?
17.
Your character sheet says 19.
On D&D Beyond?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't use that because I'm using playtest material. All right, 17 it is. So the first 2 miss, and then it sends 2 more at you. The Do I have a magic item?
You do have a magic item. You've got the little crest
that gives us a boosted armor class?
It does. Gives you a little nice little bump up there.
Well, I didn't realize that. Yes, it is 19 then.
All right. So then one of them hits of the 4 attacks.
Damage like a chump.
And so that is going to be, you take no damage from that, but you are restrained. Can you please make a strength? Real. No, no save yet.
Okay.
You can try and escape on your turn, 5, 10, 15. It pulls you straight to it, and this big toothy mouth opens up and tries to take a bite out of you.
Dang. So it's on a hit, it's an auto restraint.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Don't like that.
And the bite, let's see. Needs a 12 on the die to hit you with that, and it does not get it. So it just tries to gnash its teeth at you, and you're able to
Yeah, I'm like
catch
using my
it.
feet to
Yeah.
press against its open mouth. Like, no.
But that is its turn. Cam, you are up.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my movement. 5, 10, 15,
Yeah.
20, 25, 30. And then how's Learas looking?
Like an icicle fell on him earlier.
Alrighty.
But also he's shimmering with all those nice rainbow
So
scales
he's
forming on
looking
his body.
pretty at the moment.
Yep.
I think then what I'm going to do is Cam is going to... Yeah, I'm going to cast Moonbeam, I think.
Nice.
I think this is the first time she's done this. As she holds onto her holy symbol and holds out her weapon in front of her, and you just hear this heavenly sort of choir come out of her mouth when she opens it. It sounds odd coming from one person, and there's just like this pink shimmery beam of moonlight on the roper.
Nice. Does it take damage from that immediately, or does it need to wait till its next turn? I think it's the first time.
The
on
first
a
time
turn.
on
Yeah.
a turn.
So
Yeah.
now it is on a turn. So let's.
Yes.
Does it need to save for that?
A con save.
Do I not turn?
Eh?
Is it by my turn?
No.
I thought my turn was before it. Unless
This
It's
is
my
after
turn.
it. It's Cam's.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 in my initiative, so I'm just now going for the first
Alright.
time.
Yeah. Constitution. That is going to be a lot. 21.
Yep, that's a pass. So it'll take half damage. Let's see. That's 13, so half of 13. 6?
Radiant.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Cam calls down this beam of moonlight, which engulfs the creature, and it kind of some of it refracts out of the ice that comprises its body. It's a little bit. It's very Cam in here right now. Just this moonlight
some
prism.
of it refracts off of the roper and onto Learas, and then off in other directions now.
Yeah.
Multicolored.
Looks like a disco ball in here now.
Yeah. Anything else from you, Cam? I think you have a bonus action left.
I'm trying to. Normally, I would use my bonus action for spiritual weapon, but I just cast a spell, so that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, that brings it back to the top of the round, and Riven's turn. And seeing, let's see, you are restrained. She is going to do a wisdom. Yeah. It's going to be nasty. Yeah. She is going to run up and cast slow on this creature.
What I was gonna do.
Maybe
Oh,
it'll
you were too
save.
Slow.
It might save. What's
I
her
hope
save?
not.
Let's see. Spells. DC is. Why can't I find it? There it is. Okay. So it is a wisdom save off of this thing. Big old icicle. Probably not very wise. Really? Okay. Yeah, that is going to be a failure, and you can do all these tendrils that are waving around off of it just slow down. And she will run over here, bringing it back then to. They killed a bunch of the icicles. They're bringing it to Wade.
Aren't I before?
Yeah,
Wade?
Learas.
Wait,
Learas
yeah, I
is
skipped
before
you.
me.
I am so sorry. Yes, bringing it to Learas.
I'm not just gonna stay here on its mouth, dude.
Yes, you are. You
You
are
like
still
it.
restrained. You may, if you wish, think. Yeah, you may, if you would wish to not be restrained, you may use your action to make a straight strength check against it, or you can attack with disadvantage.
Is like attacking the tendril that's holding me an option, or is that?
That is an option.
Then yes, I'm going to attack the tendril with disadvantage. Shit. That's a 10.
Yeah, you take one swing at it and just you hit it, but the ice just your sword scatters off of the ice.
I'll get it. I'm attacking again. That's a 10 again.
It's got you wrapped up pretty good.
Well, extra attack is my last hope, baby. That is a 16.
Bounces right off.
Okay, I didn't see that coming. I'll give you that. I
Pretty
did
sure
not
you're
see that
cheating, David. Okay.
coming. Yeah.
Have you been DM'd by Shanks before? All right. I can have a monster with an AC higher than 16. Love you, buddy.
That's totally fair.
Honestly, I'm getting the Mimic House vibes from this fight, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, well, Learas is just there flailing, trying to cut this tendril, and literally cannot. End of turn.
All right.
Regrettably.
Now, there is one icicle that's still alive. I forgot about. One icicle that you're aware of that's still alive.
Don't
Cool.
like that.
Boop. It moves there. That's its turn. Actually, it's going to use its action to dash. There we go. All right. Now it's Wade's turn.
Wade, help.
What? So this creature is made out of water, ice water.
It
thing?
appears to be made of ice. I think for the purposes of where I think your head's at, that does not
destroy water.
work on. That just works on mundane water.
Okay.
And this is
wow.
special water.
And it
Let's
has
see,
a
this
body
is
which is in
Gucci.
part.
There's vitamins in it.
This is
It is
Gucci
in
water.
part made of ice.
Okay, that's not. Wow, rude. Every time I want to use this spell, guys. Every time. Okay. Is
I like
there
where
an
your
area
head's
where
at.
I can? Is there an area where I can cast fireball without like hitting my teammates?
And not if you also want to hit any of the enemies that you are aware of. Well,
So, like,
actually, wait, no.
Lower
You
on the
could-
map.
Yeah, but you can't see it from where he's
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
standing.
have an angle on it, but earlier, if you ducked back out of your cover, you could place one kind of back in the cave a little bit deeper. But from where you're currently standing, you can't see a location that wouldn't also hit one.
yeah. Okay. So I don't know, like right here, and we can move right here-ish, and
Let me see. Yeah, you got line of sight.
like where it'd be like back here somewhere.
Yeah, you could place a fireball back there, and it wouldn't hit any of your allies.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that again.
Nice.
What was the number to beat?
It's a dexterity 15, and Roper is slowed, so hopefully
Yes.
that'll
And not
Roll for dice.
super dexterous to begin with. Believe it or
33 damage.
not. Ooh, that's a good one. So with a 16 and a 4, the Ice Roper is going to fail, and it doesn't matter if the icicle on the ceiling saves or not. The save damage is enough to take out the rest of its hit points. So 33 damage to the Ice Roper. A good hit. A very good hit.
Good
yes.
enough that it drops what it's holding.
No, actually,
It gets tighter.
Ouch, it squeezes me.
yeah, it wouldn't be able to hit. Okay, yeah, you'd also have to hit Learas for that to work. Cool. Yeah, so that does hit, or it fails its save and takes a good bit of on fire damage. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Nah. Yeah, I'm good.
So this is interesting. It is now the Ice Roper's turn, and I need to... It can't use reactions, it can use an action or a bonus action. It can't make more than one melee or ranged attack. Is that an attack? It is an attack. Okay. Yeah, so it will. Yeah, since it's got you restrained currently, it is going to try and bite you again.
Okay. Does it take moonbeam damage at the start of
It
its turn?
does take moonbeam damage. It failed. Whatever stat it is, it failed. 3 on the die.
17 radiant
Ooh.
damage.
Nice.
Good one.
Getting it.
All right. Yeah, as this moonlight summoned by Cam continues melting away some of the ice on it, it is going to try and bite you again with advantage because you're restrained, but with -2 because it's slow. 11. Wow. Yeah, that is going to get through even with the slow, just barely.
All right.
I can just click that maybe? Yeah. Yeah, this really chomps down on you, Learas. How many hit points are you at currently? You took, what, 12?
I took 11.
11,
previously.
yeah. Yeah, so this bites down on you hard, making it probably through your scales with 23 points of piercing damage.
That'll get through them for sure. So that's going to be 17 to me.
It rolled pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, on that damage number.
Yep. Yep. Well, Learas gets chomped on his legs real bad. And he's just like, "God, why is it always me?"
Says the guy who goes in.
And this is fun. Its speed is halved. It would move away from you, but because its speed, its speed is 5, so it gets halved to nothing. But it is going to try and resist the slow at the end of its turn, which it does with a wisdom save.
Slow has more than one.
Natural 1. Marvelous. Yeah, so that's its turn. Cam.
Guess slow is a concentration spell, so thanks.
I'm going to cast a healing word at 3rd level on Learas. Do that. That will be 9 plus 4, 13. Yeah, 13.
Okay.
Yeah, Cam just kind of walks up beside Learas here. And she looks at him and in Celestial asks or tells him that he's going to be okay. And he feels a little bit of like just almost like glitter has been thrown at you, and it feels nice.
Oh,
A little.
that does help as scales start to reform where he's been bitten as well.
It's your bonus action.
Yep. Did I do that? Yeah, I think in addition to that, as soon as she says that, she almost doesn't hear you because she like kind of stretches her arms out and she looks up and her wings just expand from behind her, and I'm gonna use my Radiant Soul thing. Which won't help this turn really, but it will help in the long run. And that'll be the end of her turn.
All right, back up to the top of the round with Ryben. And let's see. Yeah, seeing the thing slowed, what is she going to do? Yeah, I'll tell you what she's going to do. She is going to try and run up to you, Learas, coming 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet around this way, and is going to reach out and try to break this tendril that's holding you with a shocking grasp. Oh, with the -2 to slow, yes. So she grabs this tendril that's restraining you, and just this pulse of electricity goes into it, and it shatters, and you are no longer restrained.
Yay!
And then she's going to step 5 feet back from it, bringing it now around to you.
Yeah, Learas falls to his feet, and he's just like, well, you fucked up now, and comes in at him swinging. That's a 21.
21 will hit.
And that's 8.
8 does not hit.
No, 8 damage.
Oh.
I just hit it with the 21.
My mistake.
And then a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
With another 9 piercing damage.
Nice. You think you've sussed out some of this thing's weak points and understand a little bit better where to target it now.
Yeah, he's like focusing in on it. He can see where there's breaks in the ice, and that's a nat 20 on my 3rd attack.
Woo!
So... Oh, and I also haven't used this yet.
Hold on. I'm gonna write a number down on a piece of paper here. Your damage.
Okay. Well, I need one of those. That is 14 plus 5, 19 piercing damage.
This is how many hit points it had left.
18. Oh shit! So yeah, he gets down to his feet and he jabs it in once, and jabs it in another, and then he sees the eye like opening wide from the pain and just leaps into the air and
yeah, and it just like screeches some more icicles come down from the ceiling, and just a bunch of these little tendrils that it was holding up against his body just, and it falls over.
There we go. That felt good. It goes a lot easier when you're not wrapped up in a tendril the whole fight.
I have heard that to be true. Are you okay?
Yeah, it did a fair bit. Your help was appreciated. I would have been fine maybe once more if I was lucky.
What the hell was that thing?
I don't know. It looked like just a giant cylinder of ice, and then it came at us with these ropey strands. And
Good thing I cast fireball. Oh, I thought it was just a giant pillar of ice.
I think that helped us more than you thought.
the fire was key. You did great, Wade.
I know we now are out of initiative, and we're a little bit past our break time, so I think this is a good time to take a little bio break, and we'll be back here in a few minutes.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
We're back. Hope everybody had a good break. I know I did. let's get back to the game.
Yes.
There's a dead ice roper in the room with you, and the cave seems to go off a little bit deeper.
Well, always like to go deeper. We should check out the rest of this cave.
Is there anything on the ice roper?
Sorry?
Was there anything on the ice roper?
Is there anything in particular that you are looking for?
I don't know. Money. I don't know how an ice roper would have. I don't know.
Yeah, make an investigation
Money,
check.
items.
Love interests.
Yeah, it's only a 23. I could get a little bit higher.
It looks like it's got somebody's phone number. No.
Ooh.
No, this thing is just like a big hunk of ice with some sort of like fleshy material in the middle, the core of its body.
Ew.
You might be able to harvest some of its teeth if you wanted to. You might be able to sell them to an alchemist or something.
You want this thing teeth? Maybe worth something?
It might be worth it.
We could at the very least give it to Broxel. Maybe he could use it.
Yes. He did say he was in need of stuff.
If you're going to take the time to pull some of its teeth out, I might, against my better judgment, see if it's swallowed anything of value. I mean, it looked like it was trying to eat me whole, pretty much. So, for all I know, we're not the first here. And all right, I've gutted animals before. This shouldn't be too different.
Yeah, so I'll say survival with advantage if Ryven will assist.
Well, that is very much appreciated, Ryven. Thank you. For fuck's sake. I mean, I shouldn't complain. I just got a crit, but 14?
Oh, I thought you meant just now.
No.
I was like, what's your minus? You're a ranger. I thought you were supposed to be good at that. No.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, like, my last roll was a crit, so I'm like, complaining maybe not.
I'm with you now. Yeah, so you cut into this thing, open up where you think its stomach would probably be, and shuffle through it. It's pretty gross and cold. You find a few. You find like a handful of coins and some like there's some leather armor in there. It looks like it did eat somebody. The leather armor is trashed. But there's a handful of coins totaling to about 7 gold in there.
Yeah, I mean I mean, Ryven, would you like to split this since you helped me?
All right, you can hang on to it. Covered in whatever that is.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll wash it off later. Kind of like put it in a separate pouch. But as I'm cutting into it, I'm kind of taking note of where the flesh might be a little bit weaker and how it's resistant to things in certain ways, and you know, he's getting more ideas about weaknesses and strengths in creatures, and maybe even how to strike at them better.
Very nice. Right, and somebody wanted to pull some teeth.
I'll help with that.
All right.
So, is this a strength-based check?
I think this would be a survival-based check, knowing how to butcher a creature in such a way to preserve the parts that you desire, like how to get the teeth out without breaking them. And
I'm not particularly good at butchering creatures.
Well, I can try.
You do have advantage. You are also welcome to guide yourself.
That would be a 25.
Hot damn. Yeah, I'll say you get you mark down a dozen ice roper teeth on your sheet.
You okay? You good there?
I just read Ben's comment.
You've broken it. Well, thanks for tuning into Texas Zemali, everybody.
Okay. You said 12 of them?
They're not super large, it just has a lot of them.
Okay. The weird things that I add to my backpack.
And say as this process is going on, every so often you're starting to feel like it's like at a semi-regular cadence. There's a puff of icy cold air that passes its way through this chamber, emanating from somewhere deeper inside. And as you're getting closer to it, it's quite strong at this point. Not quite enough to knock you off your feet, but definitely is in order if you're not prepared for it.
Okay.
Since we're done butchering the hell out of this thing, should we go find out what's causing that?
Yes, I suppose so. Are you okay? Should I take the lead?
I'm okay for now. I'll admit I got roughed up a bit, but I've got magic. I'll be okay.
Okay. Are we doing the quiet thing?
Well, I suspect my pass without trace is done, though.
Lasts for
10 minutes, I think.
if it was on you when you came in, it's only been a few minutes. I'd say you could bring up the tail
Yeah,
end
I
of
took
it.
a ton of damage.
It's
so-
concentration.
Yeah.
You can roll for it if you want.
How much damage did I take in that
Let's
one
see.
hit?
That one hit, I believe, did you 24
like 20,
damage.
yeah.
Should be 12.
Oh, well, then I did pass.
So
So...
there you go. Yeah, still going on.
Without trace.
Oh, wait, sorry. Bark skin is that concentration. Yes, it is. So
Never
Uh,
mind. That's that trace is gone.
I've dropped that for the bark skin.
Also, pass without trace is an hour.
Fair enough. But I've got bark spin
Right,
skin
we're
for an
spinning.
hour.
We're spinning the bark.
Spinning in the bark, you know.
Fish skin. All right. Heading a little bit further into the cave.
Yes, I will try to stealth towards there though, and
Oh, that's what Cam meant. Are we trying to be quiet? Otherwise, she's going to come up right beside you.
I mean,
And it's a reasonable assumption that, anything that's in this cave is going to know that we're here.
We were pretty
that's a
loud.
very good point. I
There was that-
literally screaming in pain a couple minutes ago.
Explosions.
It was very
Yeah.
high pitched.
It was not.
Did you just try to make your voice deeper just now?
No, this is me making my voice deeper.
Is theirs blushing at all?
No.
He looks flustered at you. He's not too pleased.
I'm just joking around.
Well,
Isn't it nice to have fun and laughs even when there's so much awful things going on?
Not at my expense, no.
Oh, well, you could do it at my expense anytime, just so you know.
Well, I would, but I feel like it would go over your head anyway. And he walks away.
It goes over her head. She doesn't know that was a slight.
I fucking love that.
Well played.
Man. Also, for the audience, my wife and I are okay. We just like throwing shade at each other in character.
Oh, we fought each other like just a few days ago, right? Like...
Then yeah, I agree. There's probably no point in trying to stealth. Let's just march on forward.
All right, Cam is gonna kind of in spaces that she can be beside Learas, but otherwise be like behind.
All right. Yeah, you come through this cave, and not too much further into it, you can see what appears to be the terminus of it. Turning sharply to the north, there is a much larger, much higher ceilinged cavern. And as you look up, you're met with another cold pulse of wind, and what appears to be the rounded bottom of a stonework structure is, protruding
Okay,
out of the ceiling.
I was going to contain myself, and then I saw Vix's face.
So
Does this still seem like a natural cavern where we are now?
Make a nature check.
Okay. No.
Hard to say.
9.
Hard to say. I mean, there's a lot of things about this cavern that aren't natural. Mostly, like, it's covered in ice and there's wind blowing out of it.
So you say it seems like these gusts of wind are coming out of the bottom of this.
are you okay?
I'm really trying to be.
I do really need just like an inflatable bonk hammer to go up there and
Maybe you can get one with a button to just like come in from off screen. Yeah, what a structure, very large structure that takes up most of the space in the ceiling of this cavern. It's like poking down out of the ceiling.
And there was nothing above ground?
Just more hill.
Interesting.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to.
Hopefully someone else is having a better dice night than me.
12.
18.
Nice. Yeah, you notice, Wade, that there appeared to be... Is it 18?
Yes.
It looks like there are some scrapes along the underside of this structure. It looks as though whatever this is was forced through the earth and wound up here. And you can see there look like there are some fortifications or battlement. You think maybe you can see, like, it's kind of hard to get an angle on it from here with the unevenness of the ceiling and the icicles, but it looks like there's a large ballista mounted to one side of this on some sort of platform.
Ballista?
When you say large ballista, do you mean one larger than a normal sized human might use?
Why I do.
Interesting. This might just be the tower we're looking for.
This isn't the tower you're looking for.
Oh, never mind. This isn't what we're looking for. I'm gonna.
Well, should we investigate closer then?
She did
It's-
say that we would know just by.
It's above us, right? Like it
Yeah,
doesn't
there's
come all the way
about
down.
40 feet of
Oh, shit.
air.
She does like the cold.
That's true. That is true. Well,
Another very powerful blast of wind now comes like straight down.
Instinctively, Cam puts like her hand out because she thinks Wade might get blown over.
Ah,
Should we continue on, or do you think it might be too dangerous?
I definitely think we should continue on. I do believe that's what we're
So-
probably looking for.
Anything to help us from these increasing strength of the gusts of wind?
Well, if we get inside, we might no longer be affected by it. Might be
It's
pulsing
true.
out of the structure.
Okay, maybe we do this quickly then.
I can't remember the rules on jump height. I do have jump as a spell. I'm trying to figure out if this is a jumpable height even with that spell.
How tall is Learas?
I mean, 5 something. 5'5". He's not a tall guy, but
All right. What's his strength score?
not great. 12.
With a running start, Learas can jump 4 feet off the ground.
And jump's not going to multiply that by 10, so
It will multiply by 3.
like a third of the way there. Yeah. Well, I can't get up there. Not easily anyway. We could maybe climb the walls and across, but that seems difficult and dangerous.
You probably wouldn't need to go across.
Oh, is it that large?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like maybe not even, now that you've spent a little bit more time looking at it, it looks like the edges of this structure you can't see all the sides. It looks like it might
Right.
be even a
Got it.
little bit wider than this chamber.
Well, we could potentially climb, unless anyone has a better suggestion. Too bad Nath wasn't here. We could throw him up with a rope.
I was
Well,
thinking something similar.
Well, Cam, if you can give me a boost, I might be able to teleport myself up the rest of the way.
Oh, sure. Cam is going to, just kind of position herself to help Ryben.
All right. She is going to make an athletics check.
So she's going to try to jump upwards and then Misty Step.
Misty
from there.
step the rest of the way.
I would like
Hey.
to also help with this process by casting Gust of Wind when she jumps.
And I would
bounce
like-
upward.
I'd like to give her guidance.
Beautiful. Then she will do that with advantage and a d4.
It's gonna look awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a impressive cheerleader throw.
And immediately, this gust of wind.
All right, that is going to be... Oh, that is a 4 on the d4. And with advantage, it's not very athletic, but that is going to be a 15 anyway. With Cam's help, that will get her at least 10 feet in the air. So just... She's quite quick as she runs up to Cam, waiting for the springboard. Yeah. And then it's not quite enough. Gust of wind propels her the rest of the way and disappears. And you can hear the of her rematerializing elsewhere. Throw it. Her head peeks over the edge of one of these battlements. This place is really cool. You guys got to get up here. And she takes a rope, undoes her rope from her pack, goes off somewhere, ties it off to something, and throws it down.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for it. With enough time, y'all can all get up there. Might be easier for some of you than others.
Yeah, that's me. It's easier for me, guys.
Because you're so light.
Yes, exactly.
Of course. Let's say there's benefits to being a little bit smaller. I get it too, Not everyone has to be tall and bulky.
Like a gnat.
Well, sometimes the stereotypes are true.
Cam's eyes just look like almost a little bit more golden as you make this like slate at like tall, bulky people, and she's just like.
All
I
right.
suppose not everyone can be tall and bulky.
It's just like not everyone can be slender and stealthy.
You do have quite a good physique. You did show that the other day.
He's a little bit taken aback by that. Oh.
I
Well,
do appreciate a good form. I love all things that are beautiful, and well, I mean, look at your scales. They're quite impressive.
I'm quite fond of them too. I just don't always show them to people because some people aren't quite as open-minded.
Well, I don't think that you have to worry about that here. I mean, look at Aneth. She kind of just leaves it at that.
Kaz, we love you.
It sounds like she's about to expand, but like she thinks about anything she could point out, and you guys already know it.
Fair point.
Right.
Well,
So you
should we look
all
around?
find yourselves on. So I will say we have a fresh map. If anyone wants to go back over to that tab, each one of the squares on this map represents 10 feet, not 5.
Okay. So it is huge.
This is enormous. This structure was not built for you. Very definitively. This layer that you're on, floor, that's the word I want. We got there.
The floor is made of floor.
This floor is largely devoid of anything of interest other than very large ballistae that you can see one on each side of this tower. I think maybe all 4 of you together could operate one of them if there was some ammo laying around for it, which actually, now that you look at it, doesn't actually look like there's a place to load ammunition into it.
Well, that's interesting.
What if that's magical?
Yes,
nature?
I
We
wonder
need to
if
power this thing up right now.
Well, I imagine it has some sort of power if it's blasting icy air throughout the.
That might be what's draining the battery, though.
And almost on cue, a pulse of air comes down from inside and exits out the 4 doors on either side of this tower.
Didn't she give us something?
Yeah, she gave us like a key to give it more power.
The lightning blade key thingy.
All that solidified lightning, very large length of sword, structure of key, blade of key, looks like lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, I think Cam
That
took
thing.
this, didn't she?
Yeah, Cam was carrying it.
She has it like kind of Kingdom Hearts style just on her back.
Yeah, so
Keyblade.
and yeah, just like Thor versus Poseidon.
I think you're mixing your mythology.
Yeah, I
there.
am. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I'd watch that
yeah.
fight.
I would watch it. Don't get me wrong. Maybe in the next God of War game.
Cam's gonna take the key off of her back. So are we going to power this thing up like you said then?
Oh, definitely. Let's go. He heads northward into the structure.
Right. You head northwards into the structure through where it looks like 2 large 30-foot tall double doors could have hung, now missing. it looks like in whatever fall the structure took, it looks like it was badly jarred. Like there's cracks in the masonry, and what little objects are in here are thrown askew. There is you enter in, and there are some steps going down into a larger chamber, and a ladder in the middle of the room, which looks like it goes straight up. You can't quite tell how far.
Is this a ladder we can use?
Maybe with some difficulty. It is sized for a giant.
All right. Fair enough. Well, we don't see anything else down here of any sort of import.
Make a perception check for me.
No.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
13.
Oh, that's not too bad. You get
It's
stuff
not
on
terrible,
it.
but I'm not expecting much.
Yeah, it looks like this area, as far as you can see, there's not a lot here. It doesn't look. It looks like this was a functional room. Like this is a defense platform.
Yeah, that's more or less what I figured. So that's fine. Well, is everyone up to making a very difficult climb?
No.
Well, you are welcome to stay down here and man the defenses then.
Could one of us not climb up and then do the rope thing again?
Yeah, I can collect my rope.
Looks like a pretty
I
far
suspect
ladder, though.
Yeah, I suspect the rope's not going to be long enough. Maybe if we tie them
No,
up
the rope is long enough. Like these floors are each about 40 feet to the ceiling.
I also do have rope if we want to tie them together.
Like one rope would be enough to get you to the next floor. It does look like it goes beyond that.
But why don't I try climb up?
Right. Give it athletics from Cam, please.
Okay, Cam, you can do this. And she's gonna cast guidance on herself.
While you're doing that, Ryman's going to collect her rope.
You said athletics?
Athletics.
Just gonna look awful. That will be a 10.
It's not very graceful, but you get about halfway up, and you see once you get about halfway up, it looks like there's one rung that is missing. It's too far for you to reach to the other one.
Well, that would have been helpful to see from down there. I don't think I can go up any further without
You still have climbing gear, right? Climb up the side.
like the pole on the support pole.
I don't know what parts of a ladder are called, but yes.
Like this is like the diameter of like a telephone pole. You could absolutely use climbing
All right,
equipment.
I'm gonna Mulan this and just go up.
Yeah, with your climber's gear, say no check necessary. You're able to. You have the right tools.
All right, so she gets up there and she's going to tie off a rope and put it down for everyone else to climb up.
Nice. Well, I will excitedly be the first one up if no one challenges me on that.
Come on up.
All right. Level 2 has been revealed on the map.
Okay, let me just write that down. Gained 2 levels.
See what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. So feel free to move your token onto the second floor if you would like. This looks like some sort of living space. There is a bed in this room, a number of tables, some bookcases long overturned, and the books reduced to mostly dust by the elements, the constant gusts of wind going through here.
Is there
Oh, so
anything
they're
that
going
looks
through
pretty?
the inside as well.
Yeah, they're still coming down from up top.
What's the approximate size of a book? A giant sized book.
Maybe about 4 times the
Huge.
size of a D&D book.
So are there any ones that are still in good condition?
Make an investigation check for me, please.
Are there any non-book related
18.
objects that are interesting?
18 non-book related investigation from you as well. Let's say with an 18, there are like you're able to find a couple pages here and there. Do you read Giant?
No.
Yeah,
Not
so
at
I'll
all.
say you have a bundle of pages written in Giant. You're able to find
I got a nat 1, so
furniture, somebody's house. This is not the control room.
neat.
What is
I'm gonna
stuff
put on my
stuff
climbing
that
gear
you-
and start climbing.
Yeah, with your climbing gear, no check is required to get up there and drop a rope down.
Yeah, which I do.
Whee! All right. This level is rather devoid of many distinguishing features, except for a large double hearth embedded in the western wall. And now it looks like some of the walls of this structure in places are not made of stone anymore, but rather have ice interspersed throughout the structure.
Interesting.
And as you're climbing up, you can see now that there is a set of stairs. Now each tread is about 10 feet. Actually, that's too many. Each tread's about 6 feet. Giants aren't that tall. But you'd be able to scramble over them. This is as high as the central ladder gets you. You can feel a gust of wind coming down the stairs. It's very powerful here and also very cold.
Well, climb on up, everyone. Be careful, Wade. All right. Anything strike me about the double hearth there? Does it look like it's for cooking or some other purpose?
Yeah, it looks like it could be used for cooking. You see some like iron hooks and like a little arm, a swivel arm that looks like it would swing into and out of it.
Okay. Fair enough. Then, yeah, I guess I would just head up the stairs with the others as well.
Right, yeah, it's a tough scramble to climb up these large steps, but you are able to do it. This looks like the control room. It looks like the ice, now that you look at it, is not. This is just crystalline material that the walls of this room are made out of, and the ceiling as well. It looks like it would be transparent if it weren't partially embedded in the earth. Everybody, make a perception check for me, please.
Hold on. Let me get
18.
a different dice.
Perception or investigation.
Oh,
20.
that would be a 19.
19 investigation, 20 perception from Cam.
Ooh, thank you, metal dice. That's a nat 20, and
Hell yes.
that makes it a 26. I suppose.
26. So, This room is clearly where the wind and cold is originating from. It is positively frigid in here. Hovering in the air in the center of the room is what appears to be a very fine tear in space.
Oh.
Very thin. Maybe only a couple inches wide. Hard to say. That would be an Arcana check. But you can feel every so often a pulse of wind emanates from this tear. On the ground, there are large runes carved into the stone floor, with like a three-pointed axis surrounding this center. And on the south wall, this large rectangular object that you see appears to be some sort of control panel. And perhaps what's most interesting and stands out most in the room is an enormous skeleton clad in tattered clothes, leaning up against the western wall.
Well, Cam, I think that panel is where you want to use the item.
Is that supposed to be like that? He points at the tear.
No, I don't think it is.
Something.
Do you think it'll
perhaps... Go ahead.
Do you think it'll cause a issue if we turn?
Would it be possible for someone here to remove the magic?
Anyone who's proficient in Arcana may make an Arcana check for this.
No.
All right, just Ryven then.
I don't know.
Proficient in Arcana?
No.
You're a wizard, dude. Have some self-respect.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm not judging your build, man.
I respect my abilities in insight and investigation and stealth.
Right, yeah. So on asking your question, Ryven looks it over and says, I don't know that I could dispel this, but even if I could, I'm not sure that we would want to. Just until we have more information. The structure is clearly magical, and she points out the runes on the floor. They're kind of hard to see from our perspective, but you see these gouges on the floor. These are runes written in Primordial that have something to do with elemental control.
I can read Primordial.
What?
Oh, great.
As can I?
Marvelous.
Water Bros, high five.
Me too. She goes like this.
Wait,
she can't.
can you?
No, she can't.
Oh.
She just felt left out.
Yeah, so one of them is just a rune for wind. One of them is a rune. It takes a little bit of a while to make these out, since the runes themselves are 30 feet long.
Are the other ones earth and fire?
Actually, no. There's wind. There is light, and there is electricity. The three runes representing just these concepts centered around this the base of this tear that's floating up in the room.
Well, I don't know anything about magic, so I do relay what they say to everyone in the room, but but I don't know what that necessarily means. My magic is very much innate and involves my nature.
Now I know what Aneth felt like when he couldn't read Elvish.
Perhaps it needs electricity to fly.
Oh, yes.
What kind of self-respecting person doesn't read Elvish? I mean,
Well, I just thought that everyone could. She says that she's going to like try to put this key in. And so it was kind of strange to me when he said that they looked like wingdings, is what he called them.
what is a wingding?
I'm not sure, but it is quite catchy, and I have been calling them that in my head ever since then.
Interesting.
Perhaps it's when like a large bird dings something with its wing.
Or lands on a bell, perhaps.
Mm.
Anyway, yes, go ahead. I start the machine. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
We weren't given instructions beyond that, so
Yep.
Is there anything to read on the control panel before we start the machine?
Let's see. There are a number of markings. Some of them are faded. And I will also remind you that there is the skeleton of a giant, like, sitting up in the corner of the room, just kind of leaning up against the wall.
but it's a dead skeleton, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, got some clothes on it and stuff.
I don't know what we're supposed to do with that, but
Yeah, it's there.
I think that's Elva Tende's skeleton.
Well, no, that would be inside the body that we saw.
I may not be well schooled, but I do know that.
Hey, magic is weird.
I meant, does she own that skeleton? Or was it?
Maybe it's a friend of hers, or a lover, or
Oh, that's quite sad.
Maybe it's the skeleton in her closet.
Maybe it was an enemy who stole the tower from her, or an enemy who actually owns the tower, and she's having us retrieve it after their death. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
They're dead. We trust her. What are we gonna do?
Putting the key in.
Well, Cam, there are there's a chair sat next to the control panel, and you're able to scramble up onto it to climb onto the top of the control panel. And there are just so many levers and buttons and knobs.
I'm going to touch so many of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, there is one slot that looks like it's the perfect size for this solidified lightning that Alvatende gave you.
Cam?
Yes?
One thought.
Her hand is like hovering over a lever. What is it?
Well, she didn't mention anything about a planar rift. Maybe she doesn't know about it, and it could be harmful. Would you consider speaking to her magically before you do what you're doing?
She's already like halfway through. Already has her amulet out, is like tapping on it. Alvatende, the is part of it, so that's
okay.
two.
Take some inspiration.
Thank you. Alvatende, there is a large rift in your tower. Is that supposed to be there? Also, who is the skeleton man?
You just assume a skeleton's gender?
He does look quite handsome.
What a response!
And really nice cheek structure.
Yeah.
Those cheekbones, baby.
Says you hear back in the familiar booming voice. The rift is probably what remains of the labyrinth funnel. That is what you will recharge with the key. I do not know whose skeleton could be in there.
Okay.
That's concerning.
Oh. I don't think that's of a 10-day skeleton.
Well, again, I do believe that's inside her body.
Do you want to hear the rest of the message, Learas?
Yes.
She's concerned about it.
About the skeleton.
Yes. She doesn't know who that is. And also, something about a funnel, and we're going to charge what's left of the funnel by putting the key in.
That sounds rather fun.
Cool.
I would like to take 19 psychic damage again. All right. So you told her all of that. She doesn't say anything about the rift, but she is concerned about the skeleton. Perhaps we investigate that before we recharge things then.
But the rift is the funnel, or what's left of the funnel.
Okay, well then good. We at least know that's safe. But again, she seems concerned about the skeleton. Maybe before we activate anything, we take a look.
Well, I am looking at it.
I would like to investigate the
Okay.
skeleton.
Please. Everybody can make an investigation check who wants to go over there, or somebody can do it with advantage.
Yeah. I can do it with advantage. Do you want me
Ooh.
to do that?
Sure.
Ooh.
That is a 22.
22. Yeah, you go over it. You go over there. It looks like there is, as you approach underneath where the skeleton is sat, it looks like there is some discoloration on the stonework that makes up the floor, which you clock as very old bloodstain. And going through the tattered remnants of the clothes that this giant is wearing, you are able to pull out of one of the pockets a somewhat preserved, at least better preserved than any of the other books, a small leather-bound, it looks like a journal, but it's sized for a giant.
You can read giant. I don't know how to hold this. It's rather big.
I can.
Oh. All right. Yeah.
Huh.
Helping Wade move this book over to.
I mean, it's one person can carry it. It's just really big.
It can if it's that one person is Wade, though.
Well, okay, that's fair.
He couldn't hold some beans, so you know.
I'm sorry, I jumped on that train with her.
I mean, it's who I am. It's, you know, I can't carry it. I appreciate the hope.
That looks kind of like the private book that my mother used to have. Are we sure that we're supposed to just read through somebody's journals?
Well, I mean, if you think about it this way, if the giant has passed and the giant has written in the journal, who else will read the journal?
I suppose he would write it for someone. You're so smart, Wade.
The giant probably wrote it for himself.
She doesn't know that.
But maybe they passed it on. Maybe it, they're
Or
recording.
the giant
information
took
on
it
what
from
they're doing.
someone else.
Maybe on the very first page you'll see written for whoever finds this on my body. We have to take a look now.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And if it's not on the first page, maybe it's on the second.
Or the third.
Or the
Well,
last. You won't know until you read it
I'm
all.
going to start with the last page. Usually that's the most recent.
I feel like you're skipping to the end of the story, but by all means.
I feel time is maybe of the essence. I'll start with the last page.
I've heard in some cultures that they write from the what we consider the last page and go the.
Not in Giant.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, we've got a scholar on the giant culture. Miss Fowler, you are very impressive.
Let's see. Yeah, so she sets the journal down on the floor, opens it up to, flips through the large pages to find the last one with writing on it. It looks like they're badly tattered, and a lot of the writing has faded. But she's able to, she reads, this is somewhat distressing. And she flips back a few pages back, and
See, I told you, without the context.
She's like looking at the outline of some of the symbols that are written on the page, and flips to the last page, and it looks like this last page was written under duress. The handwriting isn't as neat. It looks hurried and shaky. You can see there's some, and she points out some darkenings on the page. It looks like there might have been some blood on this page at some point. This text is badly damaged, but let me see. She kind of glances at the first few lines and can't make anything out of it. Okay, this line here says puppets on strings. He skips.
Sounds familiar.
Like the tree.
Skips down a few. Fear is the color of all that they wear. Is that palace? This I can't make out. This is palace cold like her heart. Silently soldiers dance till they fall. Shining so cold, I think is what this says here. We are draped in dread. Lady name here, I can't make it out, but I think this is a name. Commands the wind to blow our ghosts into the sky above.
That name, if you knew it, would the script of it make sense to you?
No, it's maybe.
Could it possibly say Alvatinde?
Some of the letters match, but it's hard to say. I couldn't say with any certainty. It's just too faded. There's a little bit more I can make out though. It says the murk is her grip on something. And then this last line down here, calamity rules when her flag is unfurled. And yeah, that's all I can make out.
Is it possible that Alvatinde, this doesn't sound like Alvatinde to me.
No. This doesn't sound like the person that we know. We can't rule out that we've been deceived. But I would lean towards trusting her over speculations over a dead man's book who shouldn't even be in this location.
Not only that, but what's written here is very vague.
Yes.
I mean, I wish I could make more of it out. There's... It's so old. The ink has faded with time. I'm not even sure that everything I was able to translate's exactly right.
Well, they were quite scared of her. Like, maybe this is just how they view her.
Well, there's also the whole aspect of even if this is about her, even if it is somewhat true, if this person was her enemy, then their bias is all over the writing as well. I would argue that there's nothing here condemning Albatinde or our current arrangement.
It's hardly definitive about who this is writing about. But whoever it is does not sound like somebody I want to meet.
Well, you're about to meet our benefactor, so prepare yourself, I suppose.
You do seem like you probably would get on well with her. She would probably appreciate that you seem so well versed in her culture.
Well, I don't know about culture. There's not been giants in this area for hundreds of years, but the magic they left behind was worthy of study.
Well, she has returned, and her magic is impressive.
Hit it, Cam.
Well, let me see if I wait. Let me see if I can read some of the labels.
Wait.
No,
Do
we're
it.
going.
Cam, make an intelligence check for me if you're just going for it, or if you're just pulling a lever, just roll for luck.
Pull the lever.
Why do we even have that lever?
What am I? Intelligence?
Yeah, unless you're just randomly pulling a lever.
I thought
So
I was inserting the key.
Yeah. Oh, is that what you're doing? I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna pull a lever.
I'm gonna. I was picturing that you turn the key, but it could maybe just be inserting
Yeah,
it.
it's more of a card key situation. You just like a little slot.
Right.
Doesn't look like it's designed to turn.
She slots it in.
Excellent.
If nothing happens, she pulls the lever that her hand was hovering over.
Well, over's more of it'd be more like a kind of
Oh yeah.
sort of thing.
The one that has her attention.
Okay. Yeah, and there are, I guess, within a couple steps of the slot that you put the key in, there are 3 different levers that you could pull. I guess roll a d6. And you want a 5 or a 6.
I got a 1.
That sounds like Cam. We're all dead.
Something happens. A
Neat.
tremendous rumbling. And you can see this portal or rift in the middle of the room start to kind of oscillate a little bit, and it looks like a few other smaller rifts jump out of it.
Oh, sorry, Wade. Looks like we're going to the elemental plane of cold. So...
And you can see starting to pour out of these different rifts a number of small, long-nosed creatures appeared to be made of different substances, some comprised of steam, some comprised of ice, some comprised of water.
Elementals.
And we will see what happens with them next week. Or 2 weeks from now, rather.
Shit. I want to fight the Mephits, dude.